everybody, and welcome to the Arkansas Weather Blog. We are your ticket to big weather events. You have now entered the no hype zone. Things are coming more into agreement as to how this is going to unfold for Christmas time. As we have said, it's the cold that we are very confident of, and the moisture associated with it, we lacked confidence. And that's still the case to a degree, pun intended. I still question how much moisture will be available, but there does appear to be at least some available moisture with some lift that'll be moving across the area Christmas Eve. Now, could this evolve into something more or than something less than what the models depict right now? Absolutely. I mean, this is still in the long range, but at least when you look at the data, it kind of has some consistency with it right now. But first things first, we are going to get rain, and big time rain, today. I'm recording this Tuesday, December 19th at 8:07. Today, into Wednesday morning, and then again Friday. And this is going to be significant rain. As a matter of fact, the most rain in Little Rock in more than 200 days since the end of last April, about 233 days, from a single storm system, if the computer models are right. Lots to go over. I'm going to go over the rain, and then I'm going to go over the temperatures and the moisture chances coming up for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. But first, we're going to start off with the RPM and look at the rain by this afternoon. If you're working this week, look at all this rain we're expecting. This is all across central and southern Arkansas, and that will be the corridor of the heaviest amounts of rain. Now, notice these pockets here in southern Arkansas, especially tonight. There could be a strong thunderstorm or two. Severe? I kind of doubt it. But 12:30 in the morning, heavy rain, soaking rain. Duck hunters are loving this, especially in areas of east central Arkansas. Even into the Grand Prairie, there will be areas of heavy rain overnight, and I'll show you the amounts in just a little bit. And then it appears tomorrow morning, it's at least the RPM is picking up on another round of rain and maybe thunderstorms with this coming through tomorrow morning before it all starts to clear out. How much rain? This is according to the European computer model, and this has been fairly consistent. This is with round number 1, which is today and into Wednesday morning. The amounts you can see 2 to 3, maybe 4 inches. But again, I got to grab my drawing tool. Had that problem yesterday. But this is the corridor right here of the heaviest rainfall. Maybe not so much across far southern Arkansas. I tend to believe there may be a little bit more there. Lesser amounts across the north. So again, that's with system number 1. System number 2, and this is at least the first charge of Arctic air, and with it, it's going to bring more rain. And this is a combined total between the two storm systems, but look at this corridor by Friday. That corridor of rain, 4 inches plus. I mean, that's pretty amazing right there. When the dam breaks, it breaks big time. All right, how much rain through Wednesday? This is just for Little Rock. 2.4 inches from the European. Again, this is just with system number 1. 2.3 from the NAM, 2.2 from the GFS, and I did not include the RPM. Maybe I should have. But if any of these are correct, it will be the most rain. Let's see, I think the most is 2.07 inches. So if it surpasses that, most rain since the end of last April. That's astounding. Rain chances today through tomorrow. This afternoon, the model is saying 100, 100, and then it starts to come down by tomorrow morning. All right, jet stream configuration. Let me just take you to where we had the major amplification. The cold air is dislodged from the Arctic Circle and from Western Canada and from Alaska, and it's pushed towards the south. The jet stream, you know, when you get big ridges and big troughs, look out. And sometimes those big ridges happen right over us, and we're locked in a mild pattern. And you'll see you'll see the central and eastern United States warm and western United States getting all the cold. You know, things move around. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. So you move the cold, and that's what's happening. It's going to get dislodged, and it's going to head south, and that's going to start this weekend. European computer model, we'll pick this up on Monday. I'm sorry, I get my days mixed up. I'm on vacation right now, and I'm running around like a chicken with my head cut off getting ready for Christmas. But anyway, so this is on Friday. You see pockets of heavier rain. This is the European computer model showing precipitation type. I've got the red line, that's the 32-degree line, and I've got problems with the modeling as far as the progression of the sub-freezing air. But anyway, another round of rain. This is coming up on the 22nd. This is at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. That moves through, dry. Now Christmas Eve, and the GFS looks similar to this, but this is, again, Christmas Eve at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And this would be an area of mainly light snow. And then you also see some right here, rain further off. I think the freezing line is going to be further towards the south, and there is a chance that some more moisture gets involved. There's a chance that less moisture gets involved. But there's some agreement. But I've seen these things change before. And when you have Arctic air in place, as meteorologist Barry Brandt says, when you have Arctic air in place, anything can happen. But the good news, as far as, again, this is Tuesday, and we're talking about something that's almost a week away. The good news at this point in time was when we were looking just a few days ago, it's like, this could turn into a nasty situation with ice. That does not look like that today. That does not mean it won't look like that tomorrow. It does not mean that tomorrow we could look at it and there's no precipitation. Remember, I kept saying, could be cold and dry, could be cold and dry. So there's still a lot on the table. What I'm trying to tell you right now is that this is what the models are showing you right now. And that would be a swath of light snow across the northwestern half of the state. That can easily change. Accumulating snow, sure. I don't think, if this were to verify verbatim, no, it wouldn't be that much. I want to show you some very interesting statistics here. The other thing that's on the table, make sure I got through all my slides on that. Sometimes I jump ahead of myself here. The computer models, let me just show you this. This was yesterday's computer model from the GFS from weatherbell.com. This was yesterday's run. They had Christmas Eve at 32 degrees with a low of 30. Christmas Day, again, this is a model, not a forecast, it's guidance. 20 for a low, the 25 on Christmas Day, 22 to 36. Let me just say, if this were to verify, and the model is completely different. The model today is almost 15 degrees milder, and I don't see any reason why. Maybe it's somewhere in between. But you're getting wild swings with the numbers here in some instances. So anyway, let's just say hypothetically that 25 degrees is right. Again, this is the GFS run from yesterday, which was a week ago. Well, let's look at the coldest temperatures for December the 25th for Little Rock since records were kept in the 1870s. The coldest, and I remember this, 1983. That Arctic outbreak began on this day, as a matter of fact, in 1983. 12 was the high, and I get a kick out of this. -0. There's no such thing as -0. It's just 0. But anyway, that's the coldest temperature Little Rock has ever experienced on Christmas Day. 1980, that's 83, then 1980, 25 degrees. That's what the GFS has from yesterday's run. 2000, who remembers 2000? Let's not talk about that day. Many of you didn't have electricity. Anyway, 26 degrees. 1985, 26 degrees. 1879, 27. And then you go down the list here, 34 back in 1943. So if it's 32 or colder, I mean, we're going to rank in the top 10 coldest Christmas days on record. That's possible. Could it be in the mid and upper 30s? Sure, that's possible too. Too early to tell. It's going to be cold. But this is something to watch. But could it be the coldest since 2000? Sure. What if it's 25? Well, then it's the coldest since 1980. So you got a lot on the table here. And I got to bring this back from what my wife made. Remember when it went crazy? Everybody thought the polar vortex. I can see the polar vortex. Well, you can't see the polar vortex. The polar vortex is around all the time. But I don't know. I can't remember a couple years ago, it got started in the media, the polar vortex. And it made it sound like some scary thing. And meteorologists who studied weather for a long time, we're all laughing. Like, this is something we see all the time on the models, even in the summer. Anyway, so everybody's kind of laughing at it. And so I asked my wife to make this Polar Vortex, the sequel. And then you see the frozen razorback. So there you have it. I hope I made sense. I wish I could be more specific and more definitive as to how this is all going to happen. But right now, you look at the data today, and you got 2 rounds of rain today and tomorrow morning, and then you got another one Friday, and then you've got the colder air coming in. How cold? Well, it's going to be pretty cold. Can't get specific with the temperatures just yet. The wave of moisture, quick moving shot, possibly, maybe a little bit more. Still too early to tell, but if it happens, it looks like Christmas Eve. Being in the long range, things change, but there's a little bit of agreement that we see with the modeling as of this morning. Stay with Channel 7 and the Arkansas Weather Blog. We are your ticket to big weather events, and this week, the No Hype Zone.